my goodness, they're having a fit.
Let's bring into our breaking news coverage former Obama White House Policy Director, MSNBC medical contributor, Dr. Kavita Patel. Dr. Patel, your first reaction.
Oh, my God. I mean, those of us who have spent our lifetime, kind of decades working in and around in HHS, I'm not kidding, Nicole, my texts are flying off the chain, both Democrats and Republicans saying, this can't be real. Someone must have gotten this wrong. This can't be possible. And now the second underlying chain, if there's some silver linings, the second thought I had is he can't get confirmed, can he? But I'm just listening to you talk about the DNI and all these other roles that require some sort of White House or confirmation or some combination. And here we are. It is really hard to believe. There are career staff texting me saying this was just the push they needed to try to get out. They were already on the fence and worried. We're not just going to see this incredible kind of integration of ideology that has no science behind it. But Nicole, we're going to see probably the best of the best career staff leaving these agencies potentially hollow that he would oversee.
Maybe that's the idea. Who needs DOGE? Who needs Elon and Vivek? Because guess what? These people are going to leave on their own accord. They're terrified of who might come in for FBI. They're terrified of RFK Jr., HHS. And then you got the politicos out there making the rounds, scaring the heck out of everybody on CNN, which is also struggling so badly with ratings that it announced it's going to have to lay off some key anchors. Chris Wallace decided he'd beat them to it and has resigned to go do other things.
Now, Leader Jeffries, your reaction to this breaking news that President-elect Trump is expected to nominate RFK Jr., Robert F. Kennedy Jr., to be the Secretary of the Department of Health and Human Services?
Well, great to be with you, Jake. Since the election, we've made clear that we will work to find bipartisan common ground with the incoming administration on any issue, whenever and wherever possible, in order to make life better for the American people. But of course, we will push back against far-right extremism whenever necessary. Throughout the campaign, the former president promised America the very best, promised the best economy, promised the best border security, promised the best administration possible. The question that we all have to ask with respect to Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and others, is this America's very best? Is this the best that America has to offer to safeguard the health and well-being of the American people? Of course it's not. And that's problematic.
It's who he's picking.
And it's an unfortunate sign.
How is this catching anybody by surprise?
What's to come.
What are your issues specifically with Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as HHS Secretary?
We understand he's completely and totally unqualified as it relates to protecting the health, the safety, and the well-being of the American people. We have a lot of challenges emerging from the pandemic. We need serious folks with a serious background and serious expertise. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is, of course, none of the above.
Again, this is a network that's in a little bit of trouble right now. They're having a little bit of a challenge. They have to let some people go too. It sounds like, according to the MSNBC lady, some of these people over at DHS, they're going to go willingly because they're not going to want to work for RFK Jr. Okay, well, great. Here's what I'm going to say. You know what? Modern medicine is really young. There's a lot of things that we don't know. What if we actually invested in trying to figure out more things, like maybe understand what some of the things that we've been doing that we just make certain assumptions about because there's certain contracts in place can be challenged? Can't we actually think outside the box for a change? I think Americans want that. That's what they've asked for. And yet these people are doing what they're doing, of course, just more and more of the same. It's really, they're somewhat nauseating after a while, right? Somewhat nauseating. Listen, I try and take care of my own health as we talk about health and human services here. I take my veggies every day, fruits and veggies, courtesy of Balance of Nature. Balanceofnature.com. I get them delivered to my house. And you know what? You can too. They've got a great thing going on right now. Actually, you can get 50% off. I think it's the most they've ever offered. So 50% off if you go to balanceofnature.com. I'm putting it in the show links for you. Balanceofnature.com. Use code word Trish and you will get 50% off. So it's really, I mean, they've got a ton of testimonials there, and it's really wonderful to read all that. I certainly am somebody who can testify to just how good it is to finally have my vitamin D levels back up where they're needing to be. But we're going into a really busy time, and listen, you got to take care of yourself first. This is what's driving them crazy right now. Absolutely crazy. How is it that he could put RFK Jr. in? I don't know what you guys thought he was going to do. By the way, wasn't he a Dem? Just saying. What did you think was going to happen? He said all along that was going to be who he would pick for HHS. So there's a lot of sour grapes right now. It's going to take a while to sort of work itself through. I suspect. I think it's going to take some time because they are just never going to come around. And this is the problem. I'm trying to find a soundbite here for you because it's really pretty telling. This is Carville saying it is going to take time. It's sort of effectively what I'm telling you. I'm going to find this. In the meantime, check out this commercial. Quick reminder to go over to 76 Research, our financial website, where you can get a whole lot of information about financial markets and what stocks we like to invest in. Lots of different content there. Just a quick look at our top financial pick, up 24%, utility up 24%, real estate up 23%. You get the picture. It's important to put yourself and your financial future first. You can do that at 76 Research, just $1. It costs just $1 with code word dollar, $1 a month for the first 2 months. 76research.com. I'll see you there. Plus, we have the Invest in MAGA, investinmaga.com with the full guide, all for free for you. So anyway, Carville, I found it. Carville has a few things to say about these clowns, right? That really cost, in his view, the country a bit of its future because his side didn't win. But how could they have won ever, right? When you saw what was going down, the craziness, the arrogance that was so apparent, the arrogance that we continue to see with the likes of Jen Psaki and Katie Couric, and of course what you're seeing there on CNN, he admits it will take time because of all these crazy, nonsensical ideas, and of course the arrogance that goes along with it.
I said, I'll give Harris credit. She didn't use any of the woke language, but this is like trying to wash clothes that's got smoke all over them. You can't get the stench out. And you could ask Senators Manchin, Senator Casey, Senator Brown, Senator Tessa, if they don't think that defund the police had an adverse effect on attitudes toward the Democratic Party. My God, you're right. It was so stupid, no one wanted to bring it up, 3 years later, but the residue of it just stuck with us. And you got to read exactly what was said, exactly what I said. And it's going to take more than one cycle to get this stench off of the Democratic Party. And it's a stench of the highest order, let me tell you.
Yeah. It's a stench, all right. And I don't think they're doing themselves any favors right now. So the chaos will continue. They'll continue to fight everything. I think there's a method to Trump's madness. You put somebody who's a bit of a firebrand out there like Matt Gaetz, and you just see what happens. You distract him while you try to get everybody else through. Pete Hegseth and Tulsi Gabbard look like the king and queen of the prom these days.